i3 is the first car that BMW are saying is born electric. So it's effectively been built from the ground up as an electric car, as opposed to converted. Nissan Leaf, for example, a very fantastic electric car. They were the first to the market, and they've done a lot of great things for getting electric power out there. But it is based on a steel chassis of the Nissan Note. It's something of a conversion as opposed to a pure build. One of the biggest enemies of electric range is weight. So going with the aluminium chassis and the pioneering carbon fibre body that we've done in the i3 has brought the weight of the car right down, which has allowed us to push the range out just that little bit further.
Yeah.
The batteries sit low down beneath the floor, and the motor is just in the boot, so we've been able to push our passenger cabin out and give us a good feeling of space here inside the car. And along with that carbon fibre body, also gives us a lot of structural rigidity and a lot of safety. Inside impact tests, we actually have less cabin protrusion than a comparable 1 Series, for example. So this sort of environment now is where the i3 really excels, around about in town. Comparatively, it's actually a lot more efficient running around in town than it is at higher speed on the motorway, for example. Whereas a traditional car on the motorway, you're very low revs in a very high gear. Sorry, what we'll do now, just move over to the right. And then we're going to be turning right again when there's red cars going up here. So yes, on motorway journeys in a normal car, you'll be in sort of 6th or 8th gear, running at a very low rev range, so obviously very efficient. The i3, however, the faster it goes, because there's no gearbox as it were, the more power you actually use. So the enemy of a traditional car, stop-start traffic round about town, accelerating way quickly, pulling in for lights, so on and so forth, is going to reduce your fuel consumption. In the i3, it's actually a lot more efficient because the motor's spinning at a lower speed, and exactly what it's designed for. So the big benefit, the first massive benefit, is the running costs. Cost to charge the i3, you're looking at around about £2 for a full charge. So it equates to between 2 and 3p per mile. As I was saying earlier, I'm lucky enough to have done around about 1,100 miles of test drives in the i3 there. We've worked out it's cost us around about £26. To do so, something similar in a diesel car would have cost us around about 160. On top of that, because it's fully electric, there are no emissions, so you're not paying any road tax. And for business users, the fully electric version, you're paying no company car tax or benefit in kind. For the range extender, I believe it's only 5%. And if people are looking at buying it through the business, again, because of the emissions, I believe up to 100% of the cost is write-offable against your tax for that year. The other benefits, as you're seeing now, it's a very quiet ride, a very smooth ride. You've certainly got the sustainable benefits. So everything in the car, they're looking at a very high recycle rate at the end of the car's life, and even down to the battery packs being used as charge units for solar cells. The carbon fibre itself, normally a very sort of intense production process, is made at a plant called Moses Lake out in America that runs on fully hydroelectric power, and the production line for the i3 over in Leipzig, the plant itself is dominated by 4 huge wind turbines that power the entire production line of the i3 and actually carries over some power to our normal series cars. So in with that sat nav and that range map, we've also got points of interest, very standard for a sat nav system, but obviously key in the i3 is if we scroll down to our points of interest,